Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today I'm so excited to share with you the tangle Woccoh from Sandy Vaughan. This is Sandy's first tangle, and as we got to chatting about things, and she asked about how you get a tangle published, and I said, well, there's not like an official way to have something published. There are the different places that I know that a lot of us go to find new tangles. And of course you could submit it there. And Sandy, because I know you're going to watch this, you should submit this to Tangle Patterns. And even to the other one that I can't pronounce the name, because it is very lovely. But so I was very honored that we got to premiere it, with our Tangle Addicts group on Tangle Time today. And if you are interested in checking out an online live class and want to have fun with some tangling, do check out the description section below and connect with me. So we have a Facebook group. I am on Instagram a lot more. I am posting there regularly because we really have a great time and produce amazing, beautiful art and just gorgeous. All right, so with this tangle, so we're just going to get started. I'm going to put a line in the middle. So the first step is we're just going to do some straight lines, and this will be my test to can I do this on a smaller scale than I have done it? Sure I can. I'm trying to think, how do I want to, okay, let's try, I'm going to try, we'll see if I can get 3 in. I always like to flip my tile. I like to start in the middle a lot of times, and then, oh, this should work. And then go out to both sides. Okay. And this, like this is our starting point. So if you want to have it, go in a shape, you can certainly do that. I'm just making them absolutely straight so I can do Sandy's tangle justice. All right. The next step is we're going to do, it's essentially a pair of curved lines, but that will end up looking like an M at the top here. And what I like to do is use the take off and land concept, which is basically kind of tracing over the existing thing. Usually we do it with orbs, and so when we go around an orb, and that way we'll go around it, that's kind of our prep, and then we take off, and then we land somewhere else, or crash. Sometimes that happens too. But this is just so that way I kind of get that running start, and also do my very best to have it match up, as you can see. So wherever you want to start, we do one on the top side, and then on the bottom, I guess you could think of it as a W, or you can flip your tile. Whatever way is easier for you to do. And I'm working, well, not on this one apparently. And then we're just going, so top, bottom. You want to alternate that as you go. Now I will add something. If for some reason, say you ended up with a line that was too long, you can adjust how high you come up with that arch for the M, so you can kind of like just start it here and go down. If for some reason you ended up with something that was, that you weren't happy with, it's a bit of a course correction there. Okay. So once we have that done, then we're going to, or I'm going to have to try this again because I want to do maybe with a little, shorter, so it's closer together. Mine are real elongated for whatever reason, just because that's how I see it apparently. So you can play with, the length of that initial line and see what you come up with. All right, the next one, we're going to essentially aura this line, so we're going to start here at this point, like the middle of the M. But then what we're going to, I'm going to talk through it first. So we're going to aura, but you want to taper the aura all the way down, so it's merging in ever so slowly. And as close to the end as you can get it would be great. And that's where I'm thinking, if I could just either do these wider, which some of them I did, or just a little shorter, then this part isn't as difficult. But so I'm just going to make a little bit of an aura there. So auraing that curve, and then coming down ever so slowly close to, there we go. And then ending it there. Oh, that looks, oh, I've impressed myself for a minute. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And of course, you know, turn your tile if you need to. And you know, and I'm just gonna do these up ones, and then we'll flip the tile, do the same thing on the other side. Okay. I also like to take a minute to note if something goes awry that you don't like. Make a mental note so that way on the decorating phase, then we can talk course corrections. And actually, even down here, I'm still kind of not really doing the takeoff part, but the landing, where it's, you know, I'm merging in and then ever so carefully tracing just a little bit over the line, just because you know, there's some places, I don't know, I get picky with myself. It's like, I'd like to not see, you know, little bumps and things like that, but all that stuff gets taken care of in the end, and apparently I just need to have something to worry about. It's a hobby. All right. And you see how this creates this really neat section here. And then when we're doing the decorating, it really, really can create a neat effect depending on how you decide to decorate. And I was almost feeling like, oh, I need to do that again. There's a something. All right. Next step is... oh, that's right. She did that afterwards. Okay. So the next step is, I'm going to follow, the step out that Sandy did. And I have my own step out there, and the links for both of those are in the description section. And I'm just going to follow just so it's easy, but know that, well, actually on the link for Sandy's, we have a bunch of samples of work that she did, samples that she did and a friend did, on there. So you can get some extra ideas on what you can do in these sections. Okay. So which one did I not like most? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in each side. And so what I like to do, if there's a place that I really wanted to adjust, I will start filling in there and then go from there. But you know what? They're all pretty good. So I'm just going to start on this side. And so what we're going to do is fill in. And actually, here's, let's see how good I can be with, have two pens going. Because I like to fill in with this graphic one, because as you can see, it gets the job done quick. All right, so what we're going to do is fill in, leave this one empty, and then we're going to fill in the next one. This is where I'm like, okay, I might need to not... Oh, that turned out okay. This one has... It's not a real fine tip, but if you're careful, it does come sort of to a point, and if you're careful, you can get into a small space. That's why I have my 01... handy. And then too, sometimes, you know, I'll not necessarily get all of the edges, because then at the end it can kind of take the 01 or, you know, whatever you're using for the fine liner part, and either get into those little crevices or just touch that the outline, so that way it's full. But this is so fill, not fill. But I was kind of getting this end because I just didn't want it to go over into the next section, because I worked so hard at that taper. I don't want to mess it up with, you know, being sloppy with this graphic one. Two, when you can fill in faster, then I end up going faster, and that's sometimes not a great combination. And this one, I'm having to keep reminding myself, which one am I doing again? That's right. Okay. And like I said, you know, the fill in, you don't have to fill in this section. You can do something completely different, as you'll see on those samples. And I highly encourage you to take a look at those. Okay, then on this other side, again, going to the main idea. Then it's just a series of straight lines in here, curving around. And let me do it coming from the other side. There we go. And sometimes you just got to turn your tile so that way your hand is comfortable. And then also I was realizing, well, because I tell you what, sometimes I'm either too short or I go too long. I work very hard to make my lines straight, but that's what's nice going this way. It's like starting here, so I can see, I can start on a line, and then I don't have to be careful here because I'm just going into that, you know, filled in section anyway. All right. And I'm thinking this one might be too small. Oh, to shade, but you know what? Maybe I'll do it. I'll do a little something different. And look at me taking chances, having my pen go the opposite direction than what I had just said. Sometimes my hand does not listen to me. And this one I should have done first, because that way I would have gotten, well, it's just a matter of going slow and being careful. This is what I tell myself. Okay, and there we go. Then the next step is we're going to add some orbs. So I'm just going to put one on the top here. Kind of centered balancing, you know, on over that crevice. And then we had 3 going down the middle in, you know, kind of, you know, well, I guess it's graduated sizes, just, you know, starting big and then going small, ever so slightly. And again, this is just what was on, what Sandy had on the original step out, and I think it's gorgeous. Oh, missed one. Yeah, and that's it. And it just looks really neat. And what I love about the idea of having it filled in and then doing something, especially with the lines, it looks like it's twisted. It's, you know, there's, you know, it's one piece of something and it's twisted. And I really love that effect that this has by, you know, having that nice taper. So if you can get that taper, and I'm going to even say no matter what pattern you do, you know, it might have the same effect where, you know, where we have that, where, like, again, it looks like it's you know, something that's twisted, and it's just really neat. Now, lots of ways that you can do extra things. You can aura around it. You know, you don't have to do the orbs. You can do something else. And again, check out the link under for more inspiration. Now for shading, you know, like I said, I'm gonna try something different. Let's go around. See if this works or not. And if you've been following me, you know, sometimes I'll get an idea, and two, because it's something different than what I did, you know, in these samples, because I can show you, you know, the other way. What I had done on the others is I would put a little graphite on either side, and then, you know, blend it so that way then that can curve. But these are so small because I'm doing this on this, you know, 2x2 bijou tile. But let's just have fun with it this way. And then again, it also just shows a different way than the other samples that I have. Oh, let's just try it this one way and see if we want to add it to the next. All right, so I'm using a bit newer tortillon. And I'm just going to spread that graphite out. Being careful not to get it into the pattern or into these orbs. And one way to assure yourself of that, well, as much as possible, is to point the tip. You know, it's like, I don't want it to go in here, so I'm pointing the tip there so I get as much control as possible. And see, up there, I've just kind of filled it in. And also, sometimes it's neat to just do, like I said, when I stop there, I was like, oh, let's just see what that looks like. Because I could have taken the graphite all the way around, but sometimes I want to decide if I want to do that or not. So it's like, well, let's just do this in stages. And so just doing this part first. and seeing. And you know what? I think I kind of like it just like that and not putting it on the other side. It would still look cool on the other side, I think, but this is kind of extra neat. And I've got some graphite packed on there, but I'm just gonna pull it down a little bit more, almost like, oh, can we make it run out? You know, I like to do that sometimes where it's like, how can we make it where we'll see how far this graphite goes. And some of it's the stuff that was left on. And honestly, it's like, oh, I've not done this before, where I've just pulled it down like that. But sometimes, you know, you get in the moment and it just strikes you, oh, I think I'm going to do this. That would look neat. And what's fun about Zentangle is just do it, because, as my mom says, it's only a piece of paper. And there's no such thing as mistakes in Zentangle. So, there we go. And isn't that neat? Oh, let me just, like, I got this little thick part over here. Let's just get that over to the edge. Okay. Neat! You know what? I kind of like that. Yeah, has to be done this way. Very, very neat. So, if you enjoyed this, would love to have a thumbs up. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. When you hit the subscribing to the channel is free. You just hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell next to it. And you get to determine how you want to be notified, if you want to be notified at all. And I said, yeah, thumbs up are great. Like, share. You know, would love to see your work. And actually, if you're on Facebook, would love to have you be part of our Tangle Addicts community. If you're on Instagram, make sure to do hashtag Woccoh, and then we can find you. And on Sandy Step Out, I do have her. I'm just gonna call it handle on Instagram, so that way, you know, if you want to, connect with her or at least tag her, I know that she would love it. So, oh, samples. I'm like, I know I was forgetting something else. That's what it was. I wanted to show off. So this one is not completed yet, but I just wanted to show. So on this one, this is where I said I was doing graphite on either side, and then spreading it just a little bit. And this is a gray tile, so it's nice because I can add white charcoal in the center like I did. So, and you might be able to do that on the white if you get a little bit too much graphite, or you just want to maybe make it a little brighter. On the white, it doesn't really do too much, but on the gray, and this is a light gray, because see, this is, here's the white, here's the gray. It's a light gray. And then I started making some of my orbs into baubles. That's what I'm going to call them, because they're not necessarily, though they could be a gem, as we decided. It could be, a black pearl or something. I haven't decided yet. So they're gems or baubles. And I did an aura all the way around. That's kind of fun as well. I just did a single one so far, and then this one, just like I'm gonna continue the aura, to the ends of the piece. So that will be really nice. This one I had done earlier, just playing around on a black tile, and that was fun. This one is the piece de resistance. Oops, well, there's no up, no down, but I did put my chop at the end there. So this is on a Renaissance tile. You wouldn't know it from all of the coloring in, but added some gold because, as a friend said, this looks very Art Deco-ish, and so added, what was kind of a fan at the top with white charcoal in the middle, and and I turned all of the orbs into little pearls and added some, I don't know if you can see it, some gold. Yeah, you kind of can. Some gold. This one I double aura'd. I went around it once, went around again, and then I added to these. Actually, I was thinking I might shade those as well. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, turned out really, really neat. It was so much fun. And that's why I keep looking at it thinking, wow, that's amazing. Who did that one? That's just, they're all neat. And, just neat. And it's there's a few tangles like this where as I'm doing it, I'm thinking, this is not going to turn out well. This, where you're just not happy with it. And it's one of those that just makes me say, just patience, trust the process, wait till it's all done. And then if you still don't like it, it just still means you're not done. There's something else that could be done with it, decorating wise, shading wise, something. So we can have so much fun with these. So with that, thanks so much for watching. And I wish you lots of fun with this and happy tangling.